This podcast is part of Another Happy Studios,
the home of podcasts with passion.
Hello and welcome once again to Talking Pictures Podcast. I'm your host David and joined with me as always my co-host Brian. Brian, how are you today?
We went and got loaded.
We went and got loaded.
You know, I actually like this. You know, when I say the start of this, it's actually the one with the song playing at the end, where we're introduced to the characters.
Well, listen, hey,
yeah?
Before we get into it, before we start talking about The World's End, which is our part 3 of our now Cornetto Trilogy. I was about to say weekend, but no, it's not our Cornetto Trilogy.
3 week stint.
3 week stint, 3 weeks out of the month.
It was a schedule shifter.
I just wanted to welcome everyone. That's what I wanted to do. I want to
Is
welcome
that what
everyone.
you wanted to do?
That's all I wanted to do. Just welcome people.
Oh man, you always do that.
I know. Welcome to Talking Pictures Podcast, where myself and my co-host Brian will talk about movies and TV shows that you may love. Maybe you hate them. We don't know, but we're here to talk about them anyway. We've new episodes every single Wednesday, as well as bonus episodes every other weekend. So make sure that you are subscribed to us on your favorite podcasting app of choice to never miss an episode. You can also follow us on all of our social medias. They're down in the description below. So you can follow us on there and you'll never miss an episode. But we're here today, like we said, to talk about The World's End, which is the third film in the Cornetto Trilogy. Brian, what were you saying? You like the beginning? You like the start?
It's the music that plays over this scene here, where we're doing a real pan from left to right, where Simon Pegg is walking into his room in rehab, getting changed and getting ready, and we are introduced to the other characters, his friends.
Yeah, where they are now in their lives.
Yeah, where they're all working or living privileged lives or content, and they're about to be disrupted by the presence of Gary King. So before we get into the actual plot, you don't like this film as much as the other two. Now, I say that kind of sounds accusatory. I also don't like this as much as the other two. I think that that's kind of universally the popular opinion, that it's not as good as, say, Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz. Even though I liked it more than Hot Fuzz.
Initially
and for a portion of my life. I think an element of that has to do with the fact that it's not just Simon Pegg and Nick Frost, and also the fact that it does do things slightly different. Yeah. Compared to what we're used to, subverting our expectations and our expectations of the characters.
Yep.
And also, it's an interesting take on an alien invasion.
So, I think that you're absolutely right. I think that if we go character-wise, the roster is expanded. In the other films, we had... Although, I don't know. Because in Shaun of the Dead, yeah, it is Shaun and Ned. But there is the expanded cast of Lizzie and Di and Daphs and all them, and Sean's parents. But in World's End, it does very much feel like these are the 5 main characters.
Well, I think the promotional material has something to do with that.
Yeah,
like it promotes that it's the 5 of them.
It's an ensemble.
The
cast
5 Musketeers.
Time. Yeah. The other thing I will say, character-wise, I think that this is such a shift in that Simon Pegg almost takes on the Nick Frost role. He's the fuck up, he's the bad person, he's the one. I think that the alcoholic. Gary is so different comparatively to Ed and Nicholas Angel. And
Sean and Nicholas Angel.
What did I say? Ed. Yeah. So he's so different. He's on the complete opposite end of the spectrum, and so is Nick Frost's character. And
he's the straight man.
And I think maybe that might be an element to the film that people weren't ready for, they weren't used to, of having Simon Pegg be the one that's the bit of the fuck up compared.
God help the human species if that's a reason why, because I think that's irrelevant.
You think?
I think that's a good thing to add to this movie. I liked seeing Simon Pegg be the fuck up. I like seeing Nick Frost be the straight man, because if you're telling the story, right, the story comes first. You have your characters come next. I can't really see Nick Frost play the role of Gary King. And I guess I could see Simon Pegg play the role of Andy Knightley. But it just works better this way. It really, really does.
Yeah, no, don't get me wrong. I quite like the change up and the difference. I like the fact that Sean and Nicholas Angel could be cousins.
Yeah,
but Gary is like, if he was a cousin, it's like, oh, that's the cousin we don't talk to.
Yeah,
you
only see him on Christmas.
Yeah. The other thing then I think that maybe contributes to it, and I wouldn't say this maybe for everyone, this might pertain to us. It's the first film in the Cornetto Trilogy that we watched aware. It's the first new film we watched. When we watched Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz, they were older films that had already come out. This is something that we maybe anticipated and saw new.
We're conscious that this is the next Simon Pegg and Nick Frost movie coming out, directed by Edgar Wright.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this came out in 2013. So at that point now, we would have been 15, 16.
Yeah.
So it's beyond the 10-year-olds watching Hot Fuzz and Shaun of the Dead and thinking, "Wow, this is crazy."
There was a bit of a stretch of time where nothing happened.
Yeah,
we actually did get.
I mean, it wasn't a
Cornetto
trilogy.
Yeah.
For a long time.
We got a Paul movie in the midst of that. You know, where I guess is an American international alternate version of this. That's a bonus. But it happened in the middle of the trilogy, so you know, threw a spanner in the works.
Yeah,
I remember this coming out and anticipating for it.
So do I.
And pairing it not to Shaun of the Dead or Hot Fuzz, but I was pairing it to
This Is the End.
Yes.
I knew you were going to say that. Yeah, This Is the End.
Come on, man.
And The World's End came out around about the same time.
It was the same year. I think This Is the End was in the summer and The World's End was in October-ish, I think.
Yeah.
So you have two movies riddled with comedians about the apocalypse.
Yeah.
It's like having two movies coming out in the same year with meteors coming to Earth, or two movies coming out in the same year where the White House gets taken over by terrorists. Oh wait, those did also happen.
Yeah, you got, what is it, Armageddon and Deep Impact.
Yeah.
White House down and Olympus Has Fallen.
Correct.
I'm going to throw another one in there. I'm going to do Friends with Benefits and No Strings Attached.
I guess that's another.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is the same situation again.
But not as closely related. Like, they are very different plots. But the fact that, yes, they have a general kind of apocalyptic tone and also have the word end in the title.
Yeah, so that's enough to warrant it. But also, enough. I think the comedians in...
absolutely, yeah.
There's a lot of comedians in them. And, you know, I was watching this movie, you know, finally deciding, it's not as good. Very much the most outrageous one. And I'm comparing that to the one with zombies. Mm-hmm. It's also very wacky, I think.
It is the wackiest one, yeah. I think so.
It's close enough to compare to a cartoon. Mm-hmm. This could easily be an animated movie. And I think it could work well as an animated movie.
I'd actually love to see another Cornetto anthology as an animated film. Because, I would like to see Edgar Wright take on an animated film. With Nick Frost and...
You could say Ed and Nicholas Angel and
mix them all up together.
And Andy and Sean.
And Gary.
Yeah. But look, what I was about to say there was this felt right at home for a Halloween movie.
Yeah. Do you think it would feel more at home than a Halloween movie compared to Shaun of the Dead?
Yes.
Yeah. I think that this film is actually closer to Shaun of the Dead than it would be to Hot Fuzz.
Absolutely.
And the same, I would think that this is closer to Shaun of the Dead than Shaun of the Dead is to Hot Fuzz. I consider these two films actually to be brothers and Hot Fuzz to be like a cousin, you know?
I wouldn't think of it like that. I'd be thinking... See, the reason I think it's a Halloween movie is because I have it in my head, or at least in my memory, where I would flick on Sky when I had control of the TV. Mm-hmm. I'd be flicking from Disney to Boomerang to Cartoon Network to RTE, and an off-the-cuff movie I might not have heard of, animated or otherwise, whether it be... I can't remember, but like an animated movie about Halloween that I never would have heard of, or something akin to like Casper. Mm-hmm. And because there would be nothing else on, I would just watch it and leave it on, and it would not be the best thing on TV. It would not be something I would actively seek out to watch.
But it's serviceable.
It's serviceable. It's on. It's there. I'm okay to run to the bathroom or run get snacks, but like I have a few movies in my mind. I can't remember the names, but like the imagery in my head of what the movies are about, they're stuck there. And I feel like The World's End lends itself to that. If I was 12 years old, 10 years old, and this was on TV and it's around Halloween, I feel that I could leave it on until it's over. Yeah. And it's still not taken seriously. I don't think it's that serious of a movie to pay attention to, unlike Shaun of the Dead, or for that matter Hot Fuzz. It's, like I said, wacky and outrageous. It is very silly. Even to the point where once they start figuring out what's going on with the town, and the five lads are just walking in step, in sync, and they're all shoulder to shoulder,
Absolutely.
and they're not budging an inch. They're like walking as if their feet are tied together.
And they walk into the next pub and they go, drink, alcohol, yum, burp, and then they all walk out again. Yeah, that is a very
and the
cartoonish.
music playing as well.
Yeah,
it's not very realistic.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think Gary is very much a cartoon character. Compared to the other four, I think the other four are very real characters and real people. But Gary is a man who is stuck in time and has literally, he may as well have pressed pause on that night. Yeah. Essentially he has. He's paused on from the night that they went and tried to do the Golden Mile. And now here he is again with the same car, same tunes, probably the same clothes
it
that he
is
was
the
wearing,
same clothes.
You know?
But he does, I think it was a good depiction on looking back on the glory days and acknowledging you don't have much left in your life, which is why you're so devoted to this one act to complete.
I think there's a certain type of person that, and I was going to try and dance around it, but like essentially it is someone that suffers from addiction. Like Gary suffers from addiction and depression, and that addiction and depression come from that night of the Golden Mile. Like he's addicted to kind of staying 18. He's addicted to that night of having his friends, and he wants to do it nearly exactly the same as how it happened the first time as well. Like he says it himself that on that night he knew that his life was never going to get better than this, and then he says that kind of in his narration, and then we cut to him in his what seems to be an AA meeting, and he's like, and you know what, it never was. And you know, I think that a lot of people can just get caught up in kind of reliving the glory days and like wanting to relive their best moments, or like they're really nostalgic on their own lives. Like I'm guilty of it myself, where like I'll look back on our times in college and go, I'd love to go back and do a night out like in college. Like
I'm a little bit like that. Nothing wrong with that. No, he's just doing it to the point where he does come across as a prick to his friends.
Yeah, I mean there's wanting to have a night out like you had in college, and then there's fucking your friends over completely to try and make that night, you know?
You know, it actually does get to the point, and it's evident in the fact that it's, by the end of it, it's only Gary who's drinking alcohol.
It's only Gary that's drinking alcohol from the very first pub, like. Yeah. Because, I mean, Andy is there and he has the water. And then they get to, I think it's pub number 3, and
they're rejected, and they're all walking away. It's Gary who sees a few leftover drinks, and
I'm going to have those, and in his mind, I've had a drink at every pub.
And it counts.
Yeah.
So that further encompasses the fact that he's only brought his friends along
to enable him.
Well, they were there at the start, therefore he has to bring them here again.
Yeah.
Because they were there.
He's reliving the night, yeah.
Because they were there the first time, they have to be here again. Therefore, they're props to his cause.
Yeah. I think that as the movie goes on, I realised that, like, if this had just been like the normal night, like it should have been, and he had completed the Golden Mile,
minus the alien invasion,
he would have killed himself. Like, because clearly he has attempted it before, and now this is his final, like, oh, that time, that was the best night of my life. I'm going to recreate that and go out on a high note, and that'll be it. And I think that was his plan. Like, the fact that he still had on the bracelet from the hospital, and he still had the bandages on, like, you would take that off. Like, you're not going to carry that around with you, but it's like he's in a situation where he's like, why would I bother taking it off, because I'm going to be dead, you know, the next day.
What
anyway.
I like about that is we're presented that so quick, and we're not held by the hand. We're given the visuals, and we're connecting the dots. Where we see him in an AA meeting, we see that he's refusing to show his arms, and then, without saying the obvious, he was depressed, and he was in getting getting healthy for treatment. So, you know, it's not as if Gary says, I tried to kill myself. It's not as if he said, I tried to end it all because my life never amounted to anything, unlike you all. Like, because you're living your perfect lives and your perfect wives and perfect jobs and perfect homes and perfect families. Like, he's got none of that. And it's kind of realistic that can happen to you in your life.
Yeah, it's, I mean, I think we all know people that are like that just they do want to live in the past. You know, like we were saying there, like we're guilty of it ourselves in that, oh, wouldn't it be great if we could go back to this nightclub and so and so was there and so and so was there, and it was just like good old days.
Even when the lads go to the Mermaid, I'm thinking, should have went to a nightclub more akin to that.
Yeah.
Than something like Town.
Yeah, absolutely. But we can reminisce on it and go, oh, wouldn't it be great if we did that? But we're not like actively still going out in that same town and still going to those same pubs and same nightclubs and trying to recreate it. Of
course,
you can reminisce and all, but there's thinking about the past and then there's living in your memories, and the living in the memories is what's unhealthy, and that's clearly what Gary, he's never been able to move. It's not even like he's trying to relive his school days or anything like that. It's like one day he wants to relive. You know, his life amounted to peaked at this.
I can't
day.
get it out of my head that he would actually kill himself after the 12th round. Like, you've actually put that in my head now. Like even he held on to the map.
Yeah.
He held on to the original map where he would X out the pubs they visited in the Golden Mile.
The fact that he has so much stuff where he has like the car, he has the same tape in the car, and he's got the map of the pubs. That's not something that he's like dug out of a cupboard somewhere. Like, he's definitely had that, like maybe on a wall somewhere, or like he keeps these prevalent in his life.
He brought that with him to rehab. He has it in his room somewhere.
Exactly.
You know,
yeah.
that'd be the type of guy. I think the name is an interesting thing as well, because, you know, Gary King.
There's, I think, a lot of them. What are the characters' names? Because they're
Knightley.
all a play on the like
Knightley.
Yeah.
Prince. I forget Martin Freeman and.
Give me literally 2 seconds, because they play on kind of the Knights of the Round Table. So it's Gary King, Andrew Knightley, Stephen Prince, Oliver Chamberlain, and Peter Page.
Yeah.
So they're all part of a King's Court. I think it's a good, like it's not in your face about it.
Yeah, well, it doesn't. I think the only thing that is in your face about it is, like, I could say Gary King, but he does go about as if he is King Gary. And then in the end of all, when you have the voiceover of Bill Nye, you say, "Are you Gary,
King of the Humans?"
Yeah.
It's a very deliberate pause there
to emphasize.
Yeah,
just to play with the name.
Yeah. Do you speak for all humans? You know, Gary King,
the worst person you could have. Or maybe it was the best. I don't know.
Yeah, I suppose how do you look at it? Because he does have that moment where he goes, yeah, and are all your other experiments working out well? And they're like,
we've been experiencing some difficulties.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny that, like, would you want someone like Gary King speaking on behalf of you to have the aliens leave our society, leave our planet? Mm-hmm. Not really, if they're the ones who created technology.
Especially if he's not 11 pints deep. You know? And that is something that's very funny as well, is the fact that, like, throughout the movie they have to act progressively drunker and drunker. You know?
It's not actually easy for the actors to do. Easier for the likes of Martin Freeman and what's the other actor's name? I keep forgetting his name.
The one that plays Peter, is it?
Yeah.
That is.
He's always working with David Leitch.
Eddie Marson.
That's him. He's a good actor. I like him.
He is. Yeah, he pops up every now and again. What was he in there? I think I'll know it as soon as I see it. Oh, he was the bad guy in Deadpool 2. He was the head of the school. That's where I was thinking of him.
David Leitch movie.
Yeah.
He's a good guy. You know what? It's overall, it was a good collection of guys you could see as, these are the actors we'll cast to play the friends.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that the fact that he brought back Martin Freeman and Paddy Considine are like, okay, good. Martin Freeman didn't really get a chance to shine in either of the other roles. So I'm glad he gets to be forefront here now. And then Paddy Considine as well, like, very, very different from his role as Andy in Hot Fuzz.
Yeah.
So he gets to actually
he's the third lead in this group, essentially.
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah. I mean, of the five Musketeers, there's only three that are at the end, you know, and he's one of them.
Ray Spall's in this movie. I didn't realise that.
Very, very, very quick cameo at the very beginning.
Could he have been casted as any one of the guys?
Oh, I could have seen Ray Spall be Peter, yeah.
Or I don't know. I thought I could have seen him as Ollie, man in the real estate. I could have seen him as Martin Freeman.
O-Man. Possibly, yeah. You know who I could have seen also in this group instead of I don't know who I'd replace him, but Steve Coogan. Maybe he's a little old. Maybe a little.
Yeah, I think he would be a little bit old. Yeah, I think. Yeah.
You know who he could have played then? He could have played the
Pierce Brosnan's.
The drug dealer.
He could have.
Yeah.
That got. Yeah. No, I'm happy to keep an Irishman in the movie whenever I can.
You know what I think as well is a little bit of a. I don't know if it
goes up to the bar when saying to his buddies that
I know a secret knock.
Yeah, and he does a little knock.
What is the knock? Hold on, it's like, have you got any drugs?
Yeah.
One thing I think is maybe not a detriment to the film or like towards its downfall, but it takes quite a long time before the secondary plot kicks in.
Secondary plot meaning the alien invasion.
The alien invasion.
So that's secondary to this.
Well, I mean, the continuing plot throughout is the Golden Mile and drinking at all these pubs.
Yeah. That's
from the outset. That's what the goal is. And it's only on that adventure do we get the, oh shit, okay, there's an alien invasion going on. Because it's quite, I think, once we get into that pub and they fight all the youths and stuff like that, then they kind of going, oh, that's why no one remembered you, and that's why this and that's why that. And I'm like, I don't think that those things were as obvious in the previous pubs to warrant it. Like, if I just sat down to watch this movie, not knowing anything about it, that whole alien invasion plot comes out of nowhere. It's like, whoa, what's going on? Kind of like Parasite, how like it's a movie of two halves, where the second half is like, oh, this is completely different than what I thought it was going to be.
From Dusk Till Dawn.
Absolutely. Yeah, From Dusk Till Dawn is probably actually a better example of it. Because there's so often...
You know what, you're right, because we went into this movie knowing
it's an alien invasion or it's an apocalyptic movie.
But we're 35 minutes into the bathroom scene where Gary's mom is revealed to be actually alive. It's a little white.
Could be a little bit longer than that.
Yeah.
We have the movie playing here beside us, so as soon as it gets to that point, we'll note it on the time.
But because it was a little white lie, because she's not dead, that's the scene where it's revealed there are robots in the town.
Yeah.
Alien robots.
And even some of the stuff before when they're like, oh, that explains why this, that explains why that. And it's
Yeah.
like, no, well, it's also been 25 years. Like, do you think you'll remember every single person that ever lived in a town 25 years later? Like, everything that they account to the aliens is also easily explainable within the world itself.
Yeah, it is.
And they don't ever draw attention to the fact that, oh, they don't recognize us, like, what's going on. It's like, are you going to remember everyone?
It's kind of funny. It's just very unfortunate that they just happen to be walking in the midst of a community that's been replaced by alien blanks.
I think had Gary not pushed your man, they would have got through the whole thing fine. It's only because they draw attention to that, because otherwise there was no interactions with the
community.
The community. The closest thing you could get would have been the interaction that Peter had with his former bully.
Yeah.
And you know what? I think that this movie, it kind of does a disservice to him as a character, where that emotional moment where, like, he said, yo, he gave me this, he did that to me, he did this, he made me call in sick more often than
hide in the bathrooms,
all this stuff. And
it's kind of funny that he was being tormented like that and his friends didn't do anything about it.
Still had four friends that didn't stand up for him.
I'd fully believe that all of them would stand up for him,
except for Gary.
I believe Gary would do it for reasons other than that.
Yeah, to impress a girl maybe, or something
pretty
like
much
that.
to impress a girl, and then he'd bring in Peter. This is my best friend Peter.
Yeah.
And then, all right, go away, Peter. Like, treat him like that.
But the fact then that he goes, like, but all of that considered, the worst part about it is that he just didn't recognize me right there, like all that torment. And I'm like, oh man, that's actually like really quite profound, like, because I could see that be a situation like where, yeah, that is the worst thing that someone could do to you, is torment you completely and then not even recognize you. But then it's down to, that's why he didn't recognize me, because he's actually an alien. And I'm like, I kind of liked it better when it was an actual emotional moment,
The tree remembers, but the axe forgets.
The tree remembers, the axe forgets. Brilliant, Brian. You should write that down. You should put that in a Star Wars project.
Sorry, man. Tony Gilroy already did that.
But
shots interrupted with a joke.
Had Gary not have pushed that kid, they would have gone on fine. They would have done the rest of the night.
What did you make of that? Well, it's consistent throughout, but what did you think of the whole fighting style and then the camera work around it?
So the fighting style, it very much felt as though it was all of our main characters fighting, whereas the aliens are like nearly defending, because they all do this move where they just basically like kind of put their hands to the main characters' heads. Yeah, it's nearly like pushing them off.
They advance towards them. The aliens advance on them.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's based on what they do to one of the lads when they place their palm on your face. It's like that's them killing you or replacing you.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, it never really comes to anything other than like, because we don't ever see anyone be replaced.
Oh no, it'd be too awkward to film and execute.
Yeah.
Off screen's better.
So it does just seem as though it's
A lot of things are done better off screen. You know.
So it does seem as though it's a bit more of a defensive maneuver. Now, what I did like through some of the choreography is like how the aliens, or the blanks, I suppose what they're called in the movie. So the blanks, how they are able to use their kind of superior fighting style to one up them, because there's one move where like Paddy Considine like is spinning him around and is about to take him to the ground, and the blank completely inverts the thing so he's on top, you know, and it's like, oh, you couldn't do that if you planned it, but when you're a highly advanced alien robot, of course you could do that, you know, use someone else's weight against them.
But it does feel like as they get more drunk and they get into more fights, it feels like they are able to smash a few faces and kill them with one decent blow with your fist. Or
That
one,
is true,
or one good hit. Like it gets to the point where I could hit someone really hard and that just
You'll go through them. Yeah. I think that's a consequence of the whole thing. Like, we need to have an unnamed or faceless army, you know, because when it's five guys in 5 versus 5 in the bathroom, we need to have an extended sequence of a fight. When we want to have 30 of them attack Andy and Gary,
like,
they need to be able to get out of this situation. You know, when they struggled earlier on with 5 of them, now we need to have them fight more, but have it be easier.
Like, they're fighting in the pub close quartered where Pierce Brosnan's in.
Yeah.
So like they're just hitting them as if they're paper. Like
Maybe it's a situation, and this is me just trying to put maybe a little bit of logic on it.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because they're like they're freshly printed or something like that. Like, they're just out of the printer, and so they're much easily malleable or something like that.
Like a baby, like a man.
Like a baby,
like
yeah.
a maybe. I think it just comes down to the fact of we want an action scene, and we want the guys to take out these red shirts, no names, faceless army.
Exactly.
And who cares? But the camera work is a little bit consistent to what Matthew Vaughn did in the Kingsman movies.
Yeah, actually, now that you say it, I wonder if in any way
Kingsman was
inspiration.
2014 and this was 2013.
Oh yeah, so very, very close. That first one, 2014.
Yeah,
that's
was.
mad.
Yeah,
that feels like it's later than 2014.
What, like 2017?
That's the sequel, I know that, but then I would have, you know, put them at 2016 and 2018. That's where I would have put the two of them. But you know.
But yeah, I liked it for what it was, but you know, like I said, wacky, silly, cartoonish, like wouldn't take us seriously. Would take it more seriously if it was animation.
Yeah. Well, one thing I wanted to say to you, one of the reasons why I kind of compared it more to Shaun of the Dead is that it does kind of double back over itself in the same way that Shaun of the Dead does.
Repeated lines?
No, well, yes, with repeated lines, but more so in this with the story beats.
Because, yes. Yeah, and I copped this when I actually first watched it. Yeah, because when they originally did the Golden Mile, Oman got drunk and they benched him.
Yeah.
Or he couldn't hold his own and he was gone by a certain pub number. Same here.
Yeah.
And then the same thing happens with P. He couldn't make it any further and so benched him.
Yeah.
Same here. And then they make a quick pit stop to the smokehouse.
Yep.
Same here.
Yeah.
Where did they end the Golden Mile? On a hill overseeing the town.
Oh, what's it as well? He says that him and Oman's sister Sam, they had a tumble in the bathroom.
Yeah, well, that kind of happens here as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is repeated here as well. Even meeting up your man for drugs.
Yeah.
That happens. And well, that story.
And then they end up on the hill at the end.
Yeah. Well, I kind of said that already.
Oh, did you? Oh, sorry, I was not listening to you, Brian.
You're full on weren't listening.
Sorry.
I literally said that. Where did they end up? On the hill, overseeing the town.
Do you know where they end up actually, Brian?
Where did they end up?
On the hill.
Did they end up in the hill?
At
no
the top of the town.
way.
Yeah, just at the end of the film. Similar to how they ended the night.
Don't believe.
Yeah.
I like the addition of Rosamund Pike.
Yeah, she's a great addition. I'm glad that we have a female lead character.
Who's a named actress we can identify.
Yeah.
I don't know the actress who plays Lizzie in Shaun of the Dead.
Couldn't tell you. Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately. And I couldn't say I really remember her in anything other than Shaun of the Dead.
No.
I'd have to look it up.
But I do like the role she plays here. She's a sister to one of the guys, and she is not necessarily the love interest for Simon Pegg.
No, she is instead the love interest to Paddy Considine's character, and we find out that it's kind of always been that way, that he's Gary's always been a bit of a dickhead to his character, and they even say the whole thing of like, you know, I saw her first, and they're still arguing like schoolboys here of like, I saw her first. It's like, no, you didn't. You know, I told you I liked her, and that's when you slept with her. Like, Gary's just always been a bit of a dickhead to all of his mates.
Why would you want to be friends with him if he just treats you like that?
I don't know. Some people just kind of like, I think there are some friendships that you develop when you're so young that it's just like, oh yeah, I'd always be your friend. Like, there's some people that, like, I know, I wouldn't, not any of our friends, right? Okay.
No, we like our friends.
We like our friends. But there are some people that I would know that, like, if I met you now, I wouldn't be your friend. You know, that kind of way? Like, if I met you, the only reason we're friends is because of when we met. If it was right now, I don't think I'd want to be your friend. You know?
Who is it?
I can't name them.
But yeah, Rosamund Pike, she's... Even though she's not the love interest, she does have screen time with Simon Pegg. Mm-hmm. You know, lead male and lead female, if you call it that. Mm-hmm. But yeah, and I like the way she sent on her way, but she came back for them only by the simple fact that she just got lost.
Yeah, which is a consistent thing, that she got lost on the roundabout or on the slip road or something like that. I do like the scene where he's convincing her about the blanks, and he kills the twins.
Yeah.
And she's on the floor, and he puts his hand down as if to help her up, and he's like, throw me a ciggy.
Yeah.
You know, and he never offers her again to help her up. No, she gets up herself.
But she does, she gives him the ciggy, no bother.
Yeah.
Like, she offers her, oh yeah, sure. Mm-hmm. Not a bother.
Kind of like the characters nearly have to remember, oh yeah, it's Gary. You know, like,
yeah.
It's, oh yeah, that's who he is.
Would you want him on your team? Could you find him reliable?
The thing is that as the movie goes on, he becomes more and more competent. It's nearly like he's such an alcoholic that the more alcohol he has, the better he is. Because he does become quite confident, and he does become quite capable in taking out the blanks and doing all these different things. Would I want him on my team? No, he's a dickhead. Like, he's a bad person. Like,
but you see, as they progress on, fighting more blanks, the guys are fighting them for their means to survive. Mm-hmm. Gary's fighting them because they are an obstacle in his way from getting what he plans to do, which is to complete the Golden Mile.
Yeah.
And he's constantly trying to convince the guys why they have to keep going to the Golden Mile and to have to keep going to the next pub, as if their lives depended on it.
Yeah. And I think it's only down to the alcohol that they agree, because realistically, when you think about it, it's like, why would you continue this? Like, leave.
Like there's two excuses that they came across, two options where they could have left. One being that Andy took a load of shots, and that was their way of...
Their designated driver's gone, yeah.
And they could have gotten out again when Rosamund Pike was there, because she was sober enough, but Gary sent her on her way, so did he do that on purpose so he could just keep stringing?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Like, that's his end goal, is that, you know, whether the world ends or not,
yeah,
he's finishing the Golden Mile.
But it's kind of, he's acting against you nearly, because as they try to evade capture from the blanks, like I said, the guys are doing it so they can escape with their lives, whereas Gary is escaping to the world's end.
Yeah.
So...
the place that he never got before.
So it's kind of like, I wouldn't trust Gary to hold open a door for you because he's too busy pulling a point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, there's fight sequences where he's not fighting, he's just trying to drink.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, he hesitates. He hesitates to take part in saving someone or helping someone because he's
to finish his drink. Yeah. I'd like to point out as well that the fight scene has just occurred in the movie as it's playing while we're talking. It's at about the 40-minute mark. So you were dead on.
So the crossing of the threshold.
Yeah. So it's about 40 minutes in, and it's an hour and 50-minute movie, which is like, it's a considerable amount of time before the, you know, plot
before the alien invasion pretty much is revealed to us.
And before we continue, here may be some ads. Welcome back from the ads.
So, Paddy Considine.
Yeah, what you make of him?
Considine or Considine?
I've not a clue. Absolutely not a clue.
I always called him Considine.
I did that too, yeah.
And now you've called him Considine a few times.
Did I?
Yeah.
Who knows then? It's one or the other.
Paddy.
With Paddy.
Fucking love Paddy.
Yeah, I mean, I think...
the better Andy, I think.
The better Andy, I agree. The King of Westeros.
Peaceful.
The Peaceful, what's his name?
Viserys the Peaceful.
Viserys, yeah. I think this was
he was the first name in the opening credits, just to let you know.
Yeah, this is the first time I think I've watched The World's End, having watched House of the Dragon. I actually, if I look up his some some of his credits. I wonder what else have I really seen him in.
Not
No,
much.
I've not seen him in much else. I've seen him in some of the Bourne movies, but that was so long ago I couldn't even tell you who he plays or anything like that. So
Someone insignificant. I kind of remember him.
So yeah, I think that he, I mean, of the two roles I've seen him in, which like where he's a lead character, that being House of the Dragon, and this, I think I like him in House of the Dragon more, but he's great in this too.
Yeah.
You know, I believe him as part of this team. I believe him as part of this group, and I'm not, even though I maybe like Martin Freeman more, I'm not gutted that he's one of the ones that survives. You know.
You know, that's funny as well when you think about it, because we're watching this movie. We have some casualties.
Yeah, we
And-
lose both Oman and Peter.
Yeah, and I like the idea that in the making of this film, you know, the production, you have these 5 friends, because I believe these actors are friends in real life. Mm-hmm. For some reason I do. I could be way off.
Yeah.
But the cast continues to streak as you progress in the shooting schedule. At some point, Martin Freeman goes to the bathroom, and it's a different one who walks back out.
Mm-hmm. And you can tell immediately, like, his
he's-
attitude is completely different.
Pure optimism, very much deceiving, smiling way too much to the point where it is just so obvious.
I was trying to look out straight away for his birthmark to be back.
It's not revealed until the second scene.
Yeah, and I think that is I don't know. I would have just preferred it to be there. Like, if it's there, it's there.
Yeah,
You know, because I was looking for it, and it's like, it's not there, or it's very difficult to see.
No. It was not. I think it was not there when he walks back out of the bathroom because the lighting evaded it.
Maybe so then.
But
yeah,
the next time we see him, which was the scene before Pierce Bronson, it was there.
Okay.
Ever so slightly. Part of me thinks about what the fuck happened when he went into that bathroom. And I can only imagine the absolute torment he would have endured.
Yeah, I mean, we find out later on
while his friends are drinking beer.
Yeah.
You know, like,
We find out later on that he's been mulched and essentially become fertilizer.
yeah, that's too disturbing to watch and see on screen.
Yeah.
Best to just cut away from that.
Do you know what I wouldn't have minded is, do you remember how we were talking about the special features on the Shaun of the Dead?
Oh, yeah.
Where it was like little cartoons of what had happened?
Or like even just storyboards.
Yeah, I would have liked to see that, maybe about what happened to Oman.
One with Oman, one maybe with Peter, and one with Rosamund Pike's character getting lost and following the guys again.
That's good.
Yeah.
Or what did David Bradley's character do kind of throughout the whole thing?
Yeah.
Like, was he going along with them, or what was he doing? But yeah, I think I would have liked to see those.
But even though our 2 boys were taken out and feel a little bit excluded from the bunch because it is only the 3 musketeers at the end, when they came to at the end, I think this is the first time I felt like it's still them. It's still them with the same memories. They're just blanks now.
Yeah.
Like, think about Martin Freeman's character, Oman, when he wakes up and he's fully conscious and he's feeling his head's like, what the fuck? And a bit of his, like...
It's all cracked like a glass.
Yeah, it's only from the nose down, and he's trying to feel for his head. It's just not there, and whatever he touches sort of breaks off anyway, like a bit of his hair, and then he replaces it with like a football.
A football with the eyes in it.
It's kind of funny, and when he's walking through the cages, and someone throws coins into his scalp, and he's conscious enough to give the finger back to whoever did that. I believe the old man would do that. Why would a blank do that?
Yeah, I suppose the question is, are they like uploads of their personalities at the time they were scanned also, who are just like now extra compliant with the fact that they are blanks?
Yeah. I if you put all 5 of them together again, I believe that they would still be the same. They'd just be different.
I think that they must be in some way the same as what they were by the fact that in the final scene, Gary goes around with blank copies of his younger friends.
Yeah.
Like they are the personality of the guys from that night.
Yeah. That's why he loves doing that. He loves going around with them, which I kind of don't like.
Really?
I don't really like the ending overall.
Okay.
Or it's like it's a like whatever ending. But
I kind of like the turn that Gary takes in the fact that he's ordering waters, and
because he's not an alcoholic anymore.
because he doesn't need that anymore. He's kind of got his friends back, and he completed like that that
He's also clean shaven as well.
yeah, I like it. I think that it's a good like redemption for his character, and even though it cost the whole world, at least he's in a good place. You know, the world ended, but Gary didn't end.
In the world of the apocalypse,
He's the king.
Yeah,
he's the one that ends up on top.
I don't know. I think I just would have liked to see the guys come together again, except everyone's in a better place.
I don't like the fact that Nick Frost says, "Oh, I don't know what happened to Gary. We lost touch." Like very quickly after this whole.
I don't like his condition. You know, very funny scene with the Cornetto rapper.
The Cornetto. I was wondering. I was like, oh, will we get something of the Cornetto? And yeah, the dialogue he has where it's like, I don't think there's any processed foods I missed. And like the Cornetto rapper hits the fence and he kind of reaches for it, like if there's just something he could lick off.
The rapper itself is like if he can even smell it. I like
that'd be enough.
I like that it was the full wrapper as well, because we don't get someone even eating the Cornetto ice cream.
No, it's just
a wrapper, so we got to take what we can get. And
Absolutely.
I like that it's the entire wrapper. It's just not a piece of the wrapper ripped off.
Yeah,
you know. So it's good. Similar to the fence, where
we get the fence joke as well. I think that for what the fence joke is, it works. It's not. It's the third best of the three, I think, because I think that the.
Do you know how I describe it? It's the all out joke, because this movie, as the third part of the Cornetto Trilogy, right? It's the all-out one. We're going balls to the walls. We're going apocalypse. We're going big. We're going big. We're going massive. We're extending the cast. It's not just the two lads anymore. It's everyone. And because of that, the entire fence falls down.
Yeah.
Like, even though it's quick, it's probably the quickest one.
Yeah.
And it's the third one where we know what's coming. It's a big, loud one, isn't it? We're going out loud. We're going out loud and we're going out big. And I think the fence...
It's in the middle of a chase scene where he's being chased, which is something that we haven't had before. But yeah, you're right. It's the biggest and the loudest of them all.
Yeah, and I think it suits well to this movie, which is, I think, the biggest and the loudest. It's just not the best.
Yeah,
but yeah,
and you know what? It subverts it as well because the fence is so high.
Yeah,
I thought the joke would be that he can't jump over it at all, and we're gonna get he's going to have to go a different way entirely. But the fact that the whole fence comes down.
Oh, yeah, that'd be funny. What if he couldn't even get over it at all?
Yeah.
That would have been different enough, but I thought this is also different enough as well. Similar to the fact that the fence fell down, so it's recalling Shaun of the Dead, but it's the entire thing. And you hear him say, oh no, as if he recorded that in a sound
ADR,
yeah. So it's kind of funny. But yeah, I fully believe that Peter is still the same Peter. He's just a blank now. Might be a bit more confident managing and raising his family, but that Martin Freeman's character, oh man, he's still him.
Yeah,
he still looks at Rosamund Pike's character and that's my sister. They're just blank. They're still the same memories. Otherwise they're just robots altogether. So then why are they resuming their roles in society?
That's a good point. Yeah, when they disconnect from the network, like why would they do anything? So they just go back to who they were as people before it.
I think that's why it is. Otherwise, it's not very satisfying.
Yeah. I wanted to kind of just, I don't know if you have much else to say on it now. I wanted to kind of go through just actually some of the names of the pubs, because I think there's a lot of clever jokes within the film, and I think that a lot of it is more visual than like laugh out loud jokes or audible jokes from Hot Fuzz and say Shaun of the Dead. But one aspect of the film that I quite liked, or just had a good attention to detail, is the names of the 12 pubs.
Lead away.
So the first one is obviously the First Post. It's very simple. Yeah. It's, the first one. Then,
it's like in an army barracks.
Is it?
The First Post.
Oh, there you go. The second one, the Old Familiar.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
The walk-in, it's near the exact same pub.
The exact same pub has been carried over. They play it off as like, oh, it's been bought by a chain, The third one is the Famous Cock, which is the one I believe that they're banned from.
Yeah, it was.
Which Gary is banned, as in he's the famous cock. Like he's been banned from it. He's famous within the pub.
But why does the word cock have to?
Because he's a cock. He's a dick.
Yeah, he's a dick.
Yeah.
I don't know any society on earth that refers to cock as in dickhead. Do you know? Like
what do you mean?
If I'm calling someone a dickhead or a dick, I'm not saying cock.
Oh yeah, no. Maybe you don't say it, but yeah, no. A lot of people like a cock is a dick. It's the same thing.
No shit.
And a cock is obviously a chicken.
Yeah.
That
has no relevance to the naming of it being the third pub, or that Gary is.
Well, no, I think that a lot of them they're named in such a way that like there would be a pub called like the Famous Cock. Like I believe
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
You know,
I believe that.
you know, there are sure how many pubs have we went to where you're like, why is it called this? Like this is it's a ridiculous name, but it's like that's just what it's called.
In
you know?
Ireland, half the pubs are named after the letter M.
Are they?
Yeah, Malt, Mulrooney, Mullaney, Muldoon. Yeah, a lot of M's in Ireland, I think.
Yeah.
What's the fourth pub?
The fourth pub is the Cross Hands, and that I believe is when they all start fighting. No, wait, what is the fourth one? No, yeah, sorry. The Cross Hands is when they all start fighting. And then the fifth pub is the Good Companions. That's the one where they where they just walk in and have the drink.
Yeah.
You know, they're all pretending as though
Good Companions.
Good Companions.
The one where they were shoulder to shoulder
Exactly.
in step.
Yeah. The sixth pub is the Trusty Servant. That's where they meet the drug dealer back again.
Oh, yeah. Jesus, that's number 6.
Yeah. Then number 7 is the Two-Headed Dog.
Twins.
The twins, yeah. They fight the twins.
Yeah.
Number 8, the Mermaid.
The nightclub.
The nightclub, yeah. And that's where they kiss the girls, the Marmalade Sandwich.
Yeah.
And they're kind of like sirens, you know, like mermaids, like luring sailors in.
Yeah.
Then-
I like that. That was actually a good one because I like the idea where blanks were of people who were actually dead.
Yeah, that's where, we find out when, what is it, old man says to Sam, he's like, oh, what was that boy that you liked in sixth form? And she says his name and he's there and she's like, he died years ago. Like she goes out, we don't find out what that is exactly straight away.
Yeah.
Because she just kind of leaves. And that's when we go, that's when she's convinced.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That there's something nefarious happening.
Yeah.
In the
Well, I
town.
mean, she knows it before because obviously the twins are killed.
Yeah,
but
but
it's that's when she knows that old man is gone. That's when she's like, there's something up with him.
Yeah, well, that's the star of it. But it was Andy who copped it in the end in the next pub. You seen the birthmark?
Yeah.
Because when they make a blank, the blank is as if you were born.
Yeah,
So
it's
it had-
whatever your DNA was. Yeah.
Yeah.
So any kind of cosmetic surgery, any tattoos, anything like that,
Yeah.
scars or anything like that you would have gotten, then you're not getting them in your blank. The next is the Beehive. That's where Pierce Brosnan's character is there, and I think that's when kind of the whole master plan is revealed. That's where
Yeah.
he's the queen bee, I suppose, as it is, and
Another James Bond actor.
another James Bond actor. Yes, very similar to can't think of his name, Timothy Dalton in Hot Fuzz. Yeah. Then there's pub number 10, the King's Head.
Oh, which one's that?
That's a very quick one, I believe. That one.
This is after
I don't think
Peter.
much happens in it. I think that it's...
This is the one where Andy brings unconscious Gary to the pub, and
Yeah.
Andy and Steve-O are trying to get to the beast, and Andy gets his other ex off and see if he'd be happy with that. Nope, that's when he takes the map.
I know that the sign outside is actually Simon Pegg. I know that. Yeah, if you go watch it, it's Simon Pegg in like a wig, like a Shakespeare like wig.
Oh yeah.
Number 11, the Hole in the Wall.
Yeah, that's the one where Simon Pegg's having no assistance in taking out the blanks.
Yeah, and that's where Paddy Considine's character drives the beast through the wall.
Yeah, and then he's, I guess, a visual reference for him being disposed of.
Yeah, we think that he's gone. It's very it's very actually similar to how David goes in Shaun of the Dead when he's ripped out of the wall by the zombies.
Yeah, you're right.
And then obviously pub number 12, The World's End. That's when the world ends. You know, the apocalypse comes there.
Yeah.
So I think it's very clever, just like story wise, to have all of the pubs. Like if you have to, like, I mean, our characters are going to 12 pubs, so let's have them be inconspicuous enough that you wouldn't notice anything amiss if if you were just watching this. But if you're paying attention to these things, then look, they actually kind of correspond with the plot of the movie.
Naturally, you would want to pay attention to any given Edgar Wright film at this point.
I think so.
Especially in his earlier years, he's very good at these things.
Yeah. I mean, he's an auteur for a reason. Like, I mean, you go into an Edgar Wright film and it feels like an Edgar Wright film, whether it be this, whether it be Scott Pilgrim, whether it be Baby Driver. I think that the only thing that I've really seen of his that doesn't fit in with this style was Last Night in Soho.
Oh, man, you gotta give him chops for stepping out of his sandbox.
Yeah, no, I mean, if I was an auteur director, I actually don't think I would want to be an auteur director, because it's like it feels as though I'm beholden to a certain style. Like, I mean, I would be shocked if a Wes Anderson film came out and it wasn't all symmetrical, because it's like that's his bread and butter, that's his brand.
Yeah.
So fair play to Edgar Wright for trying at least, to go outside of his own style. He's got The Running Man coming out later this year. So
Yeah.
it'll be interesting to go and
You know,
it's actually relatively soon now, considering.
We're on them now. I'm really looking forward to the Running Man, and after talking about the Cornetto Trilogy, I'm gonna keep my eye open if his quick pan editing and repeated jokes and all that is going to be relevant here, because if you really think about it, the Running Man is his second American based film after Baby Driver.
Yeah.
Baby Driver
so.
Baby Driver stands out in a way, like at one point I feel like its style kind of covers over
Style over substance.
Yeah, it does feel like it's style over substance. Like I'm watching Baby Driver and I'm thinking about how the music is cut to the choreography, even if it's just shooting a gun, or how they're drinking coffee, or how style over substance, music over substance, soundtrack over substance. You know.
Now, don't get me wrong, I really enjoy Baby Driver.
So do I. John Berthal and all, but I feel like The Running Man it looks like a movie where I could watch and is this a David Leitch film, or is this
it could fit into those.
or is this someone else directing that's not blatantly obvious Edgar Wright? I'm looking forward to The Running Man because it looks like it's not ID'd as Edgar Wright.
Yes, I agree. I 100%.
Like,
I think that more so it'll be the editing style is where he'll shine through
I think so too. It feels like it does shine through the trailer. You know, kiss my ass. And then like a real smash cut to the imagery.
But I think that the style of writing where it kind of doubles over itself is more so to this trilogy than it would be some of his other films.
Yeah.
Like I'd be surprised if it happened in The Running Man is basically what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
But
I don't like Scott Pilgrim.
Do you not?
No.
It's that's very, very stylized, and it's very stylized in a way that's Edgar Wright and also graphic novel, video game kind of style.
I've only seen it once in the cinema. I'll never see it again.
Wow, you really didn't like it?
I'm just very confident I didn't like it at all.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
Not for me. And it kind of bothers me to point that everyone else likes it. Like, it's not that good. It's not.
Yeah. Well, you just have to accept that some movies aren't for you. You know, and that's just one that's not for you.
I can accept that for the likes of Back to the Future. Or what's another movie I apparently don't like that everyone else does? Ferris Bueller. Everyone says that Ferris Bueller is a great movie. It's the best top 10 movie ever. And like, yeah, I'll acknowledge that.
Yeah.
But
it's not for you.
Not for me.
Yeah, that's fair.
Scott Pilgrim? Nah. Don't get it. Don't like it.
Okay.
Come at me.
Yeah. I tell you now one film I would have liked to see.
What?
Edgar Wright's Ant-Man.
Yeah, but would that be style over substance?
Don't know. I think that maybe I would like to see then Edgar Wright and a heist genre.
We did get that.
In what?
Baby Driver.
No, but like, I would say that's more... I wouldn't say that's heist. I would say, like, when I say heist, I mean like an Ocean's 11 kind of style thing.
Right. A safe heist, a PG-13 heist.
Yeah. But I don't think I've got any recommendations for the people this week because we recorded this an hour after the last episode and I haven't watched anything in between. Have you got any recommendations?
Do I?
Maybe I'll pick one up off the
Sure,
dome.
we'll have another scan.
What have we got? What have we been watching? I've not been watching a lot lately, that's the thing.
I'm going to recommend Twisted Metal.
Oh yeah, season 2 of that came out, didn't it?
Yeah.
It started there.
It came out, finished there. Hopefully it doesn't get cancelled.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not that long of an episode's length. You know, hopefully they can. I just don't want it to get cancelled as all. It seems to be moderately
I don't want any
successful.
show to be cancelled.
Even Halo.
I want one show to be cancelled.
Shut up!
I think that
you walked into that one. Now you have to.
No, well, at the end of the day, okay, I think that most shows. I mean, no one ever sets out to make a bad TV show. No one ever sets out to make a bad movie. And I would much rather a show, even if it was a bad show, even if it's like, oh, it's not great, I would rather them have 3 seasons and they conclude the story. I think that it's just like, I want shows to conclude a story. I hate the idea of a cancellation, you know, like that something goes unfinished.
Yes, like you can't finish this movie because it was cut.
Yeah, imagine if a movie just ended 2/3 in and like, oh, here's the third act. Actually, yeah, no, we didn't have enough money for it, so.
But we still released it anyway.
We still released the first two acts.
Yeah.
But yeah, no.
Yeah, looks good. Will Arnett voices Sweet Tooth the Clown.
I like Will Arnett.
But it's a completely different actor who plays the character, and I think he steals the scenes he's in all the time. You have no idea what I'm talking about, but if you do end up watching Twisted Metal, maybe you will. Anthony Mackie's good.
Oh, okay. I'll recommend then, I just had a look at my letterbox there. I'm going to recommend Freakier Friday.
Oh, yeah.
I actually was surprised at how much I enjoyed it.
I'll be surprised
When you watch it on Disney Plus?
Yeah. I'm not going to cinema.
I tell you what, right?
This is a movie this is a sequel I've always wanted because I like the first one so much.
I rewatched the first one ahead of Freakier Friday.
Yeah.
I was like, Jesus, this Freaky Friday is actually class.
It is good.
And I've seen it multiple times before, but this was the first time watching it kind of with adult eyes. And I was like, oh, this is actually really good.
It's very good.
Yeah. And so
the trailers just, it turned me off it for some reason. I think it just made it all very poppy, H-O-T-T-O-T-O.
Yeah. Hot to go.
Hot to toe, apparently how I spelt it, because I said T-O at the end. Hot to toe.
Hot to toe.
Hot to toe. But yeah, it just made it all very poppy and made it for girls.
As opposed to the first one, it's for the boys.
That Jamie Lee Curtis, man, who knows? Yeah, man, how about now? Oscar winner and all.
Yeah, but I was surprised by it, and like you said, I was planning on just waiting for Disney Plus, but then I was like, oh no, do you know what? Actually, I was going to see something else in the cinema, so I was like, oh yeah, I'll make a day of it and I'll see the two.
Just
two, maybe four. I don't know. Maybe if you want to see the 4 films I watched that day, make sure that you're following us on Letterboxd. You can follow us on Letterboxd. They're down in the links below. Brian, thanks so much for joining me for this episode of Talking Pictures Podcast. Thank you so much for listening to this episode. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure that you check back, because we did the other 2 films in this Cornetto trilogy. So listen back to those, to Hot Fuzz and Shaun of the Dead. If you enjoyed this episode, you can also subscribe to never miss another future episode. We've new episodes every single Wednesday, as well as bonus episodes every other weekend. So make sure that you are subscribed to never miss a single episode. This podcast is brought to you by Another Happy Studios, so make sure to check out the other podcasts in our network. You can find those at anotherhappystudios.com. Brian, any final words before we let these people go?
What do you make of Simon Pegg having black hair?
A bit of a difference, yeah. I could have also seen him with long hair. He could have gone for the long style, but I'm glad he didn't. But I could have also seen him with quite long hair.
Well, it is a bit longer than...
It's longer than normal, alright, yeah. But... And you know what? I would like to see a bit more Pierce Brosnan. You only really get him in the one pub.
Yeah, you're right. He is only in one significant scene. Like, you could fill him in over the course of 2 days, generously. Yeah.
Bit more him, maybe a bit more Bill Nighy.
Yeah, Bill Nighy's just a voice in this. He's just a lamp in this. Fuck off back in Legoland. Fuck it. The insults just went 90 at that point, which I really did like.
I mean, when 3 boys are 11 pints deep and it's the end of the world, fuck it. And I'm going to end it on this. To err is to human. So... that's probably the funniest line in the movie for me. That's it.
Thanks, David.
Thanks, Brian.